Aloha! This is Lesson 10 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. My thoughts do not mean anything. This idea applies to all the thoughts of which you are aware or become aware in the practice periods. The reason the idea is applicable to all of them is that they are not your real thoughts. We have made this distinction before and will do so again. You have no basis for comparison as yet. When you do, you will have no doubt that what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. This is the second time we have used this kind of idea. The form is only slightly different. This time, the idea is introduced with, quote, my thoughts, instead of, quote, these thoughts, and no link is made overtly with the things around you. The emphasis is now on the lack of reality of what you think you think. This aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless, outside rather than within, and then stressed their past rather than their present status. Now we are emphasizing that the presence of these, quote, thoughts means that you are not thinking. This is merely another way of repeating our earlier statement that your mind is really a blank. To recognize this is to recognize nothingness when you think you see it. As such, it is the prerequisite for vision. Close your eyes for these exercises and introduce them by repeating the idea for today quite slowly to yourself. Then add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. The exercises consist, as before, in searching your mind for all the thoughts that are available to you, without selection or judgment. Try to avoid classification of any kind. In fact, if you find it helpful to do so, you might imagine that you are watching an oddly assorted procession going by, which has little, if any, personal meaning to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, my thought about blank does not mean anything. My thought about blank does not mean anything. Today's thought can obviously serve for any thought that distresses you at any time. In addition, 5 practice periods are recommended, each involving no more than a minute or so of mind searching. It is not recommended that this time period be extended, and it should be reduced to half a minute or less if you experience discomfort. Remember, however, to repeat the idea slowly before applying it specifically, and also add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. Hooray! Hooray. So you can consider that your prayer for today. My husband Tony, I'm sitting with Tony, and he saw that thought immediately, goes, what a wonderful prayer. All day long. This idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. That idea is whatever the thought is. My thought about so-and-so, whatever situation, does not mean anything. My thought about anything, something good you think is good. Because what this is aiming to teach, too, is there's no good or bad when it comes to anything that you're thinking about.
Ego produced.
Yes, ego produced.
Good or bad is just a fantasy.
Yes. So, the thoughts just automatically come forth. I noticed it in the shower today. A thought occurred to me about something that I was going to do at my desk later after the shower. And it's just automatic for me. I see that thought and go, that thought doesn't mean anything. And I receive the love of God in that moment. Like, I actually get a visceral sensation that I love. It's like home, It's like, that's what's calling you and leading you back home to your heart, to the place where you actually live. We don't actually live here. We give all the life to it, to the whole thing. We give it all the life.
My kingdom is not of this world.
Yes, that's it. That's it. My kingdom is not of this world. So as soon as I see that whatever thought has my attention, and the last lesson about all of our thoughts being from the past, it's all past thoughts, and noticing that they don't mean anything because they're just from the past.
Occupying space.
Occupying space. That is a good way to put it. It's occupying space, so you can't receive the thoughts that are your true thoughts, which is what the Holy Spirit holds out to you. And so that's that. We've talked about it before, the still small voice. We can't hear it if it's drowned out by all these thoughts about nothingness. So this is beginning to learn how to distinguish nothingness from what's meaningful.
And saying a prayer to dissolve the nothingness.
Yes. A prayer to dissolve the nothingness all day long.
Let the love come in.
Hooray! Aloha!
Massage time.